Shalom, shalom, everyone. This is Yaina with the School of Knowledge on the Sabbath day. We thank you so much for joining us today. We have a very familiar lesson that we have kind of tweaked a little bit to add a little bit more information to it because it's very important that we put this out here now, especially when people are talking about the second Exodus and leaving. There's a lot of questions, as to what's happening next, how things are supposed to happen. But we're gonna focus on a particular part today. So I have it titled Christ's Kingdom 1,000 Years, but I kind of went in another direction before we lead up to that. So I want to be able to put this in there. I want to talk about the last Gentile kingdom because this is very important, the last Gentile kingdom. And we're going to go to Luke chapter 21, verse 24. And this is what it says. And this is the Messiah talking to his disciples. He said, "And they shall fall by the edge of the sword," he's talking about Israel, "and shall be led away captive into all nations." He said, "And Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentile until the times of the Gentile be fulfilled." So this is very important to understand that there is a particular time space where the Gentile will rule. And we know this because we also know that Noah had 3 sons, which I'm going to get into that right now. But there's a time, and while the Gentiles are ruling, Israel is in captivity in all the nations. And we know that today because we are actually sitting in one of the nations under this captivity that he spoke of. So while the Gentiles are ruling, Israel is in captivity. I thought this was very important to understand. So I wanted to show pictures of Jerusalem. And he said Jerusalem is being trodden down underfoot by the Gentiles. And there's multiple pictures on the internet with the pictures of the Gentiles in Jerusalem. If you want to know who the Gentiles are, what ethnicity they are, what color they are, look at Jerusalem. This is very important because he foretold this. You could actually see their flag and all this. These are the Gentiles. Some of them say, well, what about Esau? Esau is definitely included in here, but the majority of the nations are Gentile nations. Very important to understand. Who is the Gentile? Let's go in and see. We're going to go back a little bit, and we're going to go to Genesis chapter 10. And I'm just a few verses. I'm not going to read the whole chapter, but verse number 1 says, "Now these are the generations of the sons of Noah. He had Shem, he had Ham, and Japheth, and unto them were sons born after the flood." So after the flood, they had children. Watch what it says. It says the sons of Japheth were Gomer, and Magog, and Madai, and Javan, Tubal, Meshish, and Tyrus. These are the 7 sons of Japheth. And the sons of Gomer were Ashkenaz, Ripha, and Togarmah. And the sons of Javan was Elisha, and Tarshish, Kittim, and Dodanim. These are Javan's sons. By these were the isles of the Gentile, divided in their lands, everyone after his tongue, after their families, in their nations. This is very important to understand, that each son represents a family, and each family have their own tongue. Each family has their own land, and each family represents a nation. This is how the Gentile nation came to be. Very important to understand. Watch. These are the Gentiles. Look at the dome of the rock and all the people that are there. These are Gentiles. This was our land at one time, and we forfeited it. But now it is being trodden down underfoot by the Gentile. Look at them. All of them pretty much share the same complexion. Look at them. Anybody have any questions? This is pretty self-explanatory. They're the same people. So anybody want to know what the Gentile looks like, look at Jerusalem. You know, and you have people in our churches and our black churches who have been told that they are the Gentiles. That is error and that is false teaching. The Bible clearly tells you who the Gentiles are, and not only does it tell you who they are, even in the New Testament, the Messiah tells you how to identify them. He said that the children of Israel would be in captivity, and that Jerusalem was trodden down underfoot by the Gentile until the time of the Gentile be fulfilled, and they are still ruling today. Let's go on. The prophecy. Let's go to the prophecy. Daniel chapter 2, verse 44. It says, in the days of these kings shall the Elohim of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed. These are the kings of the modern day. All of these are the kings. We have one queen left because Queen Elizabeth is gone, so Prince Charles took her place. So King Charles should be in this picture. And then this is the Queen of Denmark. And she is 83 years old. Her son will take her place once she, however they make the transition. I don't know if she'll ever step down or they take it all the way to death. I'm not quite sure. But these are the modern day kings of today. These are the monarchs. These are who they are. It says, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people. No one else will run this kingdom but us. I know it's a whole lot of teaching out there that there's a spiritual Israel and the people from the other nations will be considered citizens, and they will, but they will not operate the kingdom. The kingdom will be operated by the Israelites. It says, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever. What all these kingdoms? These right here, the pictures of all these kings. He's going to break their authority. He's going to break it all up. He's going to come and destroy their authority. Watch. This is the statue that Daniel chapter 2 is talking about, and this is where we are now in the bottom of the Holy Roman Empire, the feet of the statue. Watch. And this is information about the monarchies, all of the monarchies and what they rule, and all the countries where they rule to. Okay? Now this is Daniel's dream. Anybody have any questions? I still want you guys to ask questions. Anybody have any questions at all whatsoever? No? Okay, well, let's do Daniel's dream. We got to go into Daniel's dream. Daniel chapter 7. Make sure you write this down because this is very important. It says, after this I saw in the night visions, and behold a fourth beast, dreadful and terrible, and strong exceedingly. And it had great iron teeth, and it devoured and brake in pieces, and stamped the residue with the feet of it, and it was diverse from all the beasts that were before it, and it had 10 horns. What is he talking about? He's talking about that picture that I showed you of Daniel, where we're in the bottom of the last kingdom is the feet of the statue that's mixed with iron and clay. Watch. And I considered the horns, and behold, there came up among them a little horn, before whom there were 3 of the first horns plucked up by the root. Now he's getting into how the little horn is going to come and remove kingdoms and all of that kind of stuff. And beheld in this horn were eyes like the eyes of a man, and a mouth speaking great things. This is in the last days. And I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit, whose garment was white as snow, and the hair of his head was like pure wool. His throne was like the fiery flame, and his wheels as burning fire. A fiery stream issued and came forth from before him. Thousands ministered unto him, and 10,000 times 10,000 stood before him. The judgment was set, and the books was opened. This is the courtroom. This is the court setting. Watch what happens. There's going to be some things decreed. And I beheld then, because of the voice of the great words which the horn spake, I beheld even till the beast was slain, and his body destroyed and given to the burning flame. Now we're going to revisit this again in Revelations, but watch. As concerning the rest of the beasts, they had their dominion taken away, yet their lives were prolonged for a season and a time. I saw in the night vision, and behold, one like the Son of Man came with the clouds of heaven, and came to the Ancient of Days, and they brought him near before him. And there was given him dominion. So dominion was given, and glory, and a kingdom, that all people, nations, and languages should serve him. His dominion was an everlasting dominion which shall not pass away, and his kingdom that which shall not be destroyed. Anybody have any questions? Okay, let's keep going. Let me know. Watch, he said, I, Daniel, was grieved in my spirit, and in the midst of my body, and the vision of my head troubled me. He said, I came near unto one of them that stood by, and asked him the truth of all this. So he told me and made me to know the interpretation of the thing. These great beasts which are four kings, which shall arise out of the earth. But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever. Then I would know the truth of the fourth beast, which was diverse from all the others, exceeding dreadful, whose teeth were of iron, and his nails of brass, which devoured, brake in pieces, and stamped the residue of his feet. And of the 10 horns that were in his head, and of the others which came up, and before whom 3 fell, even of that horn that had eyes, and a mouth that spake very great things, whose look was more stout than his fellow. Now this is talking about the last day kings who will arise, and the little horn is the person that's going to come from the other horns, which is supposed to be where the Antichrist is going to come from. This is what this is. I didn't want to focus on that this time because I want to show you something else. We'll go back and focus on that when we come back together again. He said, I beheld in the same horn made war with the saints and prevailed against them. Hold on one moment. Until the Ancient of Days came, and judgment was given to the saints of the Most High, and the time came that the saints possessed the kingdom. When his kingdom comes, when it's time for his kingdom to come, we will run his kingdom. Who are the saints? Somebody tell me who the saints are. I know?
Israelites. Israelites.
Say again?
Israelites.
The Israelites. And again, let's get a little bit more specific. There's a specific group that he's redeeming right now. Who are the saints?
1/3.
That's the 1/3. Absolutely. We will run his kingdom. The saints of the Most High will run his kingdom. Watch what it says. Thus he said, the fourth beast shall be the fourth kingdom upon the earth, which shall be diverse from all kingdoms, and shall devour the whole earth, and shall tread it down and break it in pieces. This is Rome. And the 10 horns out of this kingdom are 10 kings that shall arise. And another shall arise after them, and he shall be diverse from the first, and he shall subdue 3 kings. And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws. And they shall be given into his hand until a time, which is 1, and times, which is 2, and the dividing of times, which is 3.5 years. He is going to have 3.5 years to get this thing done. My question, are we there yet?
Not yet.
No, not yet.
No,
why? Because he hasn't revealed himself. They
right.
are putting things in place right now, and they're getting things ready right now, but he hasn't revealed himself. So all the catastrophes that we just seen in Germany, and all the things that are happening in China, and all the things that are happening in Hawaii, and all the things that are happening all over the world, like Brother Yerushalayim said, this is just the beginning.
Oh, boy.
Beginning. Because they have to set the stage for the earth to get so bad that this man is going to come on the scene with the solution. I can solve global warming. Because that's a thing now. Everybody has said, oh, it's global warming. It's the reason why I can solve it all. He's going to come with all the answers. Watch what happens. But the judgment shall sit, and they shall take away his dominion to consume and to destroy it unto the end. And the kingdom and dominion and the greatness of the kingdom under the whole heaven shall be given to the people of the saints of the Most High, whose kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and all dominions shall serve and obey him. This is his setup. This is his 1,000-year reign. Gonna be his plan. This is his program. He's given 1,000 years to reign. This is the mention of his kingdom in Daniel chapter 7. Anybody have any questions? Let's go. It says, here too is the end of the matter. As for me, Daniel, my cogitations much troubled me, and my countenance changed in me, but I kept the matter in my heart. He said I kept that to myself. I ain't say nothing to nobody. Nothing. So Daniel had this vision, and in this vision he saw himself, and in this vision he visually saw the courtroom take place, saw all of the players of this thing, and not only that, he spoke to someone that was in the dream while he was in the dream, and they were dictating to him and interpreting, this is this, that's that, this is that, that's that. And when he woke up, he said, that was too much. I ain't gonna I'm just gonna keep that one to myself. One, nobody would probably believe him anyway. You know? Have anybody ever had a dream and saw themselves in the dream talking to other people?
Oh, yeah.
I was getting ready to say, I know I have.
I have,
You've been in a dream, and you in the dream talking to people in the dream, and remember what happened. This is what happened to him. Now, we got to deal with something that's very important. Before this happens, there's going to be a war. Before this happens, there is going to be a war. This is the end of human government. This is so important to understand, because when you look around, you see all these kings, you see all these presidents, you see all these nations, Germany and Russia and Iran and Greece, and all these nations are right now ruling the world. But when this happens, this is the end of human government. So, of course, they're not going to just walk away and say, oh, it's over? Okay, it's not our turn anymore? Okay, well, it's your turn. They're not. They've been battling with each other over land. They battle with each other over resources. They're killing each other over borders. They're doing all kind of stuff right now today. So when Christ comes, their mannerism is not going to change. It's not going to change.
No, they're not going to be friendly about it.
Oh, they're going to fight, because this is what they do. Anytime there's a change in government or there's a change in authority and power and it's unwanted, they fight. So let's see what happens with the fight. The battle of Armageddon is the final battle between the kings of the earth and the Messiah of Israel. This is it. Psalms chapter 2. This is David. He said, why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Most High and against His anointed. How can they do that? How do they feel like they have the power to do that? Watch what they say. Saying, let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us. He that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh. The Most High shall have them in derision. Then shall he speak unto them in his wrath, and vex them in his sore displeasure. Yet have I set my king upon my holy hill of Zion. I will declare the decree. The Most High has said unto me, thou art my son, this day have I begotten thee. Watch what he says. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession. Thou shalt break them with a rod of iron, and thou shalt dash them in pieces like a potter's vessel. Be wise now, therefore, O ye king, be instructed, ye judges of the earth. Serve the Most High with fear, and rejoice with trembling. Kiss the Son, lest he be angry, and ye perish from the way, when his wrath is kindled but a little. Blessed are all they that put their trust in him. Now, this is Dawid talking. Any questions? Now, let's go into what's getting ready to happen. Revelation chapter 16. Watch what it says. It says, for they are the spirits of devils. I didn't do the whole chapter because it's a long chapter, but it's talking about the different vials that the angels are going to spirit on the earth. It says, for they are spirits of devils working miracles. Well, wait a minute. I didn't know devils could work miracles. Which go forth unto the kings of the earth and of the whole world to gather them to the battle of that great day of the Elohim Almighty. So these devils is getting ready to pump these kings up like it's about the time. We got an alien coming in from outer space. He's coming in to do battle, and we need to fight with him. Do you think they know that it's the Most High coming?
No.
Yeah, they do. They know.
Yeah, they
Opposite.
Well, the devils know, but the people, I'm saying the humans that's following them, I don't think they know.
You don't think they know?
The
Well, let's
devils
see.
do, yeah, the spirits.
You say the spirits are, okay, the spirits of the devils do. Okay, well, let's see. Let's go see. Behold, I come as a thief. Blessed is he that watcheth and keep his garment, lest he walk naked and they see his shame. And he gathered them together into a place called in the Hebrew tongue Armageddon. This is the only time you'll ever see this word is in this chapter right here. Watch what it says. And the seventh angel poured out his vial into the air, and there came a great voice out of the temple of heaven from the throne saying, it is done. Now, we got a temple. I told y'all the same thing that's in the earth is in the heavens. There's a throne in the temple, and the voice came out of the temple saying, it is done. In other words, it's over. Watch. And there were voices and thunders and lightnings, and there was a great earthquake, such as was not since men were upon the earth, so mighty an earthquake and so great. So what we saw today with the stuff that's winning, that's lightweight stuff compared to what's coming.
Oh, man.
That's lightweight compared to what's coming. Watch what it says. And the great city was divided into 3 parts, and the cities of the nations fell. What? And great Babylon came in remembrance before Yisrael to give unto her the cup of the wine of the fierceness of his wrath. So the cities of the nations is going to fall. Watch. And every island fled away, and the mountains were not found. And there fell upon men a great hail out of heaven, every stone about the weight of a talent. And men blasphemed Yah because of the plague of the hail, for the plague thereof was exceeding great. So I'm going to ask you again, do you think they know they fighting against the Most High?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They know who it is.
They know who he is. Remember, you always got to remember, they serving other gods now. And they blasphemed him because he dropped hail down on top of them. Not repent, not said I'm sorry, but they blasphemed me, they cursed him. Watch. Let's go. Anybody have any questions on that one? We're going through this pretty quick, y'all. Let's go to Revelation chapter 19, verse 11. It says, and I saw heaven opened, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True. And in righteousness he doeth judge and make war. He's coming to make war against the nations and the kings of the nations. This is getting ready to be about, they're not going to give this up easy. They're not just going to hand it over. He's coming to make war. Watch. His eyes were as a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns, and he had a name written that no man knew but himself. And he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood, and his name is called the Word of Yah. In the beginning was the Word was Yah, and the Word was with Yah. His name is called the Word of Yah. And the armies, which were in heaven, you mean we got armies in heaven? No. Followed him upon white horses, clothed in fine linen, white and clean. They coming to fight. It's getting ready to be the fight of all fights. I wonder why they going up into space so much. Wonder why they got a space force now.
Because they know what's coming.
Right. Absolutely. They know. They know. They read the same book we read. They know. Watch. And out of his mouth goes a sharp sword, that with it he should smite the nation. Wait a minute. He going to smite the nation? Well, I thought he loved everybody, you guys. I'm asking. I thought he was about love.
No, it's not.
The God that they serve, not our God.
But they teach out of the same book, so I thought he loved everybody.
He loves Israel.
Absolutely.
Murderers.
But to let them tell the story, he's coming for a certain people that love Jesus.
Yeah. They insist, too.
Let them tell the story. He's coming for certain people that love Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
It says that yes, ma'am, go ahead.
I'm sorry. They know by name. They know, it's all over the place, his name is not Jesus. And
I know.
It's Jesus' business. And I think that that's the person that they're waiting on.
Absolutely. So now I couldn't have said it. I couldn't have said it better myself. I couldn't. That's the one they have created and made up. I couldn't have said it better myself.
Yeah.
I couldn't. But he's coming to smite the nations. He's coming to kill these people in the nations. He's coming for the king of the nations. Remember, he said, in the days of these kings. Watch what it says. And he shall rule them with a rod of iron, and he treaded the winepress of the fierceness and wrath of the Almighty Elohim. And he had on his vesture and on his thigh, wait a minute, he got something written on his thigh? Written, King of Kings and Lord of Lords. Watch. And I saw an angel standing in the sun. Wait, hold on. John said, I seen an angel that was standing in the sun. And he cried with a loud voice, saying to all the fowl that flieth in the midst of heaven, come and gather yourselves together unto the supper of the great Elohim. All of the nations of the earth are going to do battle with this being that's coming. All over the world, they're going to do battle with him. All the nations are going to come together to do battle. That ye may eat the flesh of kings. Wait a minute. And the flesh of captains. And the flesh of mighty men, and the flesh of horses, and of them that sit on them, and the flesh of all men, both free and bond, both small and great. Well, wait. I thought that this thing was about love. He is giving a command to the birds of the field, get ready to get full. Because there's going to be a lot of dead bodies. This is before he sets up his kingdom. This is before the 1,000-year reign. This is before he sets up a government in Jerusalem. Watch. And I saw the beast, the beast, and the kings of the earth, and their armies, gathered together to make war against him that sat on the horse and against his army. These people do not serve him. These people do not know him. These people do not worship him, and they are not going to accept him.
They don't want to.
They are going to do battle with him.
And they don't fear him.
And they don't fear him. No, ma'am. Not when they can get tankers together, and not when they can get soldiers together, and not when they get ready to do battle with the Elohim of Israel. And you make yourself wonder, like, what are they going to tell the people? Who are they going to tell the people they're battling with for them to even be convinced that this is okay?
Aliens.
Aliens, right. That's the whole setup for this alien stuff.
That's why I said I think the men that are fighting with the spirits, the devils or whatever, the evil spirits, they not going to know that is the Most High that they really fighting against. Their leaders know, but I really...
you might. I hope they don't know. I mean, but what's worse, knowing or not knowing?
Okay, they may pretend like they don't know, but they hear it. They're on the internet with us.
Yeah, they hear.
Classes, they hear it all. They hear. They watch all the videos. They're on.
But do they believe?
They also may not like what they see.
Yeah,
no, they don't. They reject it.
They reject it, sure do.
Because we couldn't. Black. Somebody said they're not going to be able to do that.
Sure, yeah, my boss, he said, it's a chance that that the Messiah could be a Negro, and if he was, I ain't gonna be able to do that. And he was honest about that.
Yeah, he means it. They mean it. Even your devout Christian, evangelical, they ain't going for it. I'm telling you, I hear it, I see it.
It don't fit. It doesn't fit the narrative.
It'll be.
Somebody breaking up. It just doesn't fit the narrative. It doesn't fit. It doesn't fit what they're telling the people. It doesn't fit. Now, let me say this. Yes, ma'am.
It'll be easy for them to fight against the Most High because the churches have taught them to love white Jesus. So they're going to make it seem like a black alien is coming to attack Earth. So they're going to fight in the honor of Jesus that they know. So they're going to fight hard because of that.
That's true. Now, you right. You. That's the truth. That is so true. They have so sold white Jesus that to say that a black man is coming from the heavens that you are so, that's true. I mean, yeah. That's going to be hard for them to accept or to swallow, like the video we showed y'all the other day when the man was in the church praying, and then a black Jesus showed up with dread saying, "I heard you, my son. I've been listening the whole time." And he looked up and said, "Who are you?" I mean, for real, that is the truth. That's the God's honest truth. That is the truth. Lord have mercy. Woo! They have so pushed the white Jesus that when the world realizes that this is not true, they will think that he is somebody coming to do battle, and they're going to do battle with him. That's the truth. That is so true. Watch what he is. He said, "And the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet that wrought miracles before him, with which he deceived them that had," "the mark of the beast, and them that worship the image, both were cast alive into the lake of fire burning with brimstone." Now, let me say this. This is doing, like I said, everybody says, well, we want this story to be over. We are nowhere near this being over. Because guess what? Once we get back to the land, certain people are going to have to be sold into captivity. They're going to have to be sold to the Sabians. They're going to have to set up the government. They're going to have this man in place. The mark of the beast is going to have to come out. They're going to have to build the image that's going to talk to the people. People are going to be mandated to bow down to this image. All these things have to happen before we get to this battle, before his kingdom can be set up. Before. And I had one of my bosses told me, well, the Bible tells me that you won't be able to buy or sell, and our pastor told us we might as well take it because we won't have a choice. We can't buy or sell anything. And I say, he's telling you to take it? The mark of the beast? Yeah, I mean, that's the only way we're going to be able to buy and sell.
Wow.
The same lady who asked me, well, I'm teaching Bible class for lunch. Would you like for me to come? Would you like to come to my Bible class? I said, I don't think you want me in your class. I'm good. No, thank you. Yeah. She said her pastor told her they might as well take it because that's the only way they're going to be able to buy and sell. Make it make sense.
So she's going to ignore the scriptures and listen to her pastor above what the scripture says then.
Yeah, she said there's nothing else to do other than to take it. You might as well take it because without it, you won't be able to buy or sell.
That's
you must realize that a lot of the people worship their pastors. Whatever the pastors say, it's like gold, that's the word, and they're going to follow. So it's going to be, him leading the sheep to the slaughter. They're gonna use the pastors to bring them in to receive those marks, and those that are faithful to their pastors, they'll die for them, do anything for them. They're gonna take it.
Yeah, they are. And guess what? Newsflash: it's gonna be some Israelites that's gonna take it too. You did.
Yes, I agree.
Especially those who don't believe in the Messiah, they're going to take it.
Yeah.
They're going to rationalize it, and they're going to say, well, that's not what this is, and I got to feed my family, and I got to make sure my family is okay, and they're going to take it. They're going to take it. Watch what he says.
It's going to be just like the vaccine. People, I got to work, I got to make money to feed the family, I got to take this, and they're getting ready to come out with another virus, and it's going to be a second lockdown. I
believe that. I do believe that. And watch what it says. It says in verse 21, and the remnant were slain. So all the other people that took the mark, that bowed down to the statue, with the sword of him that sat upon the horse, which sword proceeded out of his mouth, and all the fowls were filled with their flesh. Everybody going to be done in. It's everybody that succumbs to this government, and everybody who believes in this man, and everybody who takes his mark, and everybody who bows down to the statue that's going to speak to everyone, they're going to be killed. Well, wait a minute. That don't fit the narrative of Jesus that loves everybody. Killed. Slain.
And this is so important. I don't ever in church hearing any pastor teaching about the mark of the beast and to avoid it. Do they even teach that?
Not anymore, they don't. They used to years ago when I was young. They used to teach all this hell and brimstone, and you better get right and you better repent. But they don't even touch it. Not the black pastors anyway. Now, you have more Caucasian pastors that are teaching inclusion, and you having those that are now teaching about giants, and they teaching about, what's going to happen when the world ends, and they're going to teach about aliens coming. But no, they're not. No. And there's a lot of people that know about it, And Malcolm was just telling me the other day that Whole Foods has the palm scanners already installed in their system set up, and she was like, it wasn't a whole lot. She said it wasn't a whole lot of people going over there to palms and scan their hand either. Most people were going through the self-checkout. And people probably was like, oh, no, thank you. But they're getting set up. They are getting set up. Now the only difference is for right now they have the scanner set up where they attach it to your credit card, and then you scan over the palm of your hand, and I guess they take the imprint of what your hand looks like a fingerprint, and attach it to your credit card. And you don't even have to do anything. You just scan over it, and it'll pay for everything. But she said people was walking past that like, no, I'm good. But they're getting ready. This is all getting ready. This is getting set up. They getting ready. Watch what he said. The invasion. So now they're getting ready to be an invasion. He's coming. This is still the same thing. Jesus talks about the invasion in the book of Habakkuk, chapter 3. Verse 16, he said, when I heard, my belly trembled, my lips quivered at the voice, rottenness entered into my bones, and I trembled in myself, that I might rest in the day of trouble. When he cometh up unto his people, he will invade them with his troops. Watch what it says. Although the fig tree shall not blossom, neither shall fruit be in the vines, the labor of the olive shall fail, and the field shall yield no meat. The flock shall be cut off from the fold, and there shall be no herds in the stalls. Yet I will rejoice in the Most High, I will rejoice in the Elohim of my salvation. The Most High is my strength, and he will make my feet like hinds' feet, and he will make me to walk upon high places, to the chief singers on my stringed instruments. Any questions? Let's go to Jeremiah chapter 25. It says, therefore prophesy thou, we at 25 and 30. It says, therefore prophesy thou against them all these words, and say unto them, the Most High shall roar from on high, and utter his voice from his holy habitation. He shall mightily roar upon his habitation, he shall give a shout, as they that tread the grapes, against all the inhabitants of the earth. A noise shall come even to the ends of the earth, for the Most High have a controversy with the nations. And he will plead with all flesh, and he will give them that are wicked to the sword, saith the Most High. He's coming to kill. But that doesn't match the narrative that everybody is making about Jesus. Thus saith the Most High of hosts, behold, evil goes forth from nation to nation, and a great whirlwind shall be raised up from the coast of the earth. He said it's evil going forth from nation to nation, from nation to nation. You think he just going to sit back and keep watching all this stuff? When we have examples of what he did back in the olden days and what he did to the nations back then, what he did to us, let's start there. Mm-hmm. With what he did to us, for being disobedient, do you think he's going to let these people on this earth keep doing everything that they're big enough to do? Nobody's hollering repent. Nobody's telling them to stop. Nobody's giving a warning. Everybody is going along with it. They even paying people to go along with certain stuff. Mm-hmm. They're going from nation to implementing certain policies and lifestyles from nation to nation to nation. What was you going to say, sis?
Oh, I was going to say, because they've been just taught that he's love and God is love and Jesus is love and all that, they don't believe that he's going to execute judgment. And I think that people are under this idea that, oh, he knows my heart and he wouldn't do that. And so because of that, they're going to be in shock to see who the true Messiah is when he comes. Because that is totally against what they've been taught.
Absolutely. Well, the scripture said, our fathers have inherited lies, wherewith there was no prophet. I don't know when they're going to come to that conclusion, but it seems like they need to come real quick. He said, and the slain of the Most High shall be at that day from one end of the earth even unto the other end of the earth. That's a lot of dead people.
Whoa.
That's a lot of dead folks. That's men, women, and children. Well, wait a minute. We were always taught in Christianity that he was going to save the babies no matter what. We was taught that. Everybody was like, well, what about the innocent babies? They didn't do anything. Why would they have to die? He said from one end of the earth to the other. Well, that's not the God we serve. I won't serve a God like that. They shall not be lamented, neither gathered, nor buried. they shall be dung upon the ground. He going to just let them lay there and rot. What the birds don't eat up first, whatever's left. Ezekiel chapter 39, verse 17. And watch what he says. He said, And thou, son of man, thus saith the Most High, speak unto every feathered fowl and to every beast of the field, assemble yourselves and come. That's a lot of birds. That's a lot of animals. He said every beast of the field. In other words, you all won't be eating each other anymore. I got something else for you to eat. Watch. Gather yourselves together on every side to my sacrifice, that I do sacrifice for you, even a great sacrifice, upon the mountains of Israel, that ye may eat flesh and drink blood. Ye shall eat the flesh of the mighty and drink the blood of princes of the earth, of rams, of lambs, of goats, of bullocks, all of them fatlings of Bashan. And ye shall eat fat till ye be full, and drink blood till ye be drunken of my sacrifice, which I have sacrificed for you. This is getting ready to get ugly when it happens. This has to happen before he sets up his government. Because guess what? It ain't going to be no foolishness in his government. It will be no more arguing over land. It won't be any more fighting over borders. It won't be any more fighting because you're black. It won't be no more shooting because you're a black man or woman. It will be no more of that. But wait a minute. I thought that he was coming to take the Gentile to heaven. Aren't the Gentiles supposed to be raptured away? I'm asking.
Yeah,
That's what they teach.
They're looking for.
Mm-hmm.
They waiting on it, right?
Yeah.
Well, wait, what he says? He says, Thus ye shall be filled at my table with horses and chariots, with mighty men, and with all men of war, saith the Most High Elohim. Well, what? He's only going to take the Gentile women and children with him?
Nope.
Because it's Christians that fight in the war, isn't it? And in the armies, in the military, they're in the Marines, they're in the Air Force, they're in the Navy, they're in the Coast Guard, they're in the reserves. So there are Gentile men and women in the armies, correct?
Correct.
Christian, right?
Yeah.
So what does that mean? What's going on?
That's a lot.
Watch. And I will set my glory among the heathen. And all the heathen shall see my judgment that I have executed, and my hand that I have laid upon them. Watch. So the house of Israel shall know that I am the Most High, their Elohim, from that day forward. What? Really? Watch. And the heathen shall know. Oh, wait a minute, watch it. He can ready to set the record straight. And the heathen shall know that the house of Israel went into captivity for their iniquity, because they trespassed against me. Therefore I hid my face from them, and gave them into the hand of their enemies. So fell they all by the sword. Watch. According to their uncleanness and according to their transgressions have I done unto them, and hid my face from them. Well, wait a minute. Because we were told that when we went into Christian church that was him. But we just read where he's already told us that he's coming for the nations. So who were we praising in the Christian church? Because he clearly hid his face from us. Who is that in the Christian church that we are so-called worshiping today? If he hid his face,
probably Satan.
Oh, no, sis. You can't say that too loud now. Don't say that too loud. Not with all that music and organ playing and stuff going on. You better not say that too loud. But he hid his face from us. While we were in captivity, he hid his face from us. Watch what he says. Therefore, thus saith the Most High Elohim, now will I bring again the captivity of Jacob, and have mercy upon the whole house of Israel, and will be jealous for my holy name, after that they have borne their shame and all their trespasses, whereby they have trespassed against me, when they dwell safely in their land, and none made them afraid. When I have brought them again. Oh, wait a minute. What do you mean again? Does again mean the second time?
Yep, it does.
He says, when I have brought them again from the people, and gathered them out of their enemies' land, and am sanctified in them in the sight of many nations. So there will be a second exodus. Oh. So this is not talking about Egypt. Oh.
Nor is it talking about spiritual Israel.
It ain't talking about spiritual Israel either. Because he's never delivered spiritual Israel from anywhere and from anyone. And spiritual Israel is the nations where we have been scattered. He said, then shall they know that I am the Most High their Elohim, which caused them to be led into captivity among the heathen, but have gathered them unto their own land, and have left none of them any more there. Neither will I hide my face any more from them, for I have poured out my spirit upon the house of Israel, saith the Most High Elohim. Any question? The floor is open completely right now. Anybody have any questions? This is the reason why we have to teach this word. Because when you understand this word, this is the battle that's coming. This is the battle that's going to take place. They'll say, well, wait a minute, I thought we were leaving. We are leaving. We have to go first. We are leaving. But this battle has to take place. Baby, he's going to battle with every nation on this planet. Why? Because every nation has had us. And every nation has done something to us. And every nation has hated us. Battle got to take place. This battle has to take place. It's very important that this battle takes place.
And Sister Yaina, when you read that, it's as plain as day as to who he's talking about. And it's just hard to wrap your head around why they're rejecting it, or are they not believing it, or why aren't they believing it? Because it just seems so plain to understand.
They don't want to believe it. They don't want to believe it. They have taken that scripture in Thessalonians about the rapture and applied it to them. The story is that we're going to be caught up in the air, and the Most High is going to take all the people that believe in Jesus to heaven. and then the tribulation is going to start, which is the mark of the beast, the bowing down to the image, the Antichrist, and all this, and all that are, those that are left here will have to go through that. But because we love Jesus today, and because Jesus is our Savior, He promised us that He's going to skip us past all this and take us to heaven so we don't have to worry about going through anything else, because we love Jesus. It's a multi-billion-dollar business. It's a billion-dollar business. Church is a billion-dollar marketing setup. It's a billion-dollar business. Well, and see, the only problem that I have with that now, woke or I'm awake, the issue is we love Jesus too when we was in Jerusalem. We loved Jesus too when we knew we were Israelites, but that didn't stop the prophecy that was given to us to be fulfilled when He scattered us among the nations, among our enemies.
Mm-hmm.
So how does He skip over us and take you anywhere?
Right, and that's clear in that 39:26. He's referring to the transgressions when you were in your land.
Absolutely.
That's why you were put into captivity. So when did that happen? That's even before the Gentile church even started. It's not even referring to them.
He's not even referring to them. He's not even referring to them at all. Not even referring to them. None. He breaks it down. This is why they're here. This is what they did, and this is who they're among. He breaks this all down. This is what's going to happen.
And this is where they were when they did it. It's very specific.
Very specific. It's plain as day. But we're the ones that are involved in a cult because it doesn't match the narrative that they have put scriptures together to be able to make it say what they wanted to say. This is all about the battle. But in their minds, they're going to be gone when all this happens. They're going away. They're going to be caught up. They're going away. But if we had to go into captivity believing in the Messiah, then they have to go into their captivity also believing in the Messiah. And when the time comes, and we're going to get to that next week, when He says all those who are left after the nation, out of the nation, will make it into His kingdom. We're going into that next week to make people understand, even before we break down His kingdom and we already know who's going to run it. We're going to run it. There will be no one else running His kingdom. There will be no more Gentile kings running anything. Now, they may be in charge of their people and making sure their people do what they're supposed to do, but they will not be running any government. There will only be one government ran by one king, and it's going to be one people that make sure that this is going to be done correctly. It won't be no more of that. It's not. It's going to be our turn. And the reason why they don't accept it and they won't accept it is because they don't want to believe that they're going to be punished. They don't want to believe that they're going to be punished. But we were punished. He told us we were punished. What did He say? What did He say it did? He said, and the heathen shall know that the house of Israel went into captivity for their iniquities, because they trespassed against me. Therefore hid I my face from them, and gave them into the hand of their enemies. So fell they all by the sword. So you mean to tell me that we trespassed against Him and went into captivity, but you created a whole nother deity that you're worshiping, and He's supposed to bypass that and take you to heaven?
think that's in part because they think we deserved it because our God did it to us, and they felt that they were just doing what they were supposed to do because of the deception that they were under. And then also they can't fathom what that's going to be like because they know what it was like for us, and they know they're going to get double.
Absolutely. And it's hard to accept. That can't be the truth because we love Jesus. We cannot believe that that is what's going to happen because we worship Jesus. And you deserved it because if you hadn't done it, you wouldn't have went into captivity. But wait a minute. But the God that you serve is not even the same person. So how does that work? How can you change his ethnicity and then create something else that's comparable for what you choose to believe, and then he's supposed? Well, I'll tell you what. I'll put it like this: if you're waiting for the white Jesus to come and get you, then that's fine. If that's what you believe.
That their delusion. Their delusion. They really believe that.
I know. And if they believe that, then we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see.
It says
because we don't believe that.
And Ezekiel 39:27, he says that he will be sanctified in them and his people in the sight of many nations. That means set apart. They're going to know whose God he is.
Yes, absolutely. When I have brought them again from the people, the second time, and gathered them out of their enemies' land, that yes, ma'am. Yeah. But they're going to know it because when he comes back, we're going to look like him. But as long as they are waiting on the Caucasian Jesus to come and rescue them, then that is something that they're going to have to answer to when it doesn't happen. Because I'm going to tell you something. If it does happen, you better question who you're going with.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say on that one. That's what you believe, then that's what you choose to believe. You have every right to believe what you want to believe. But if it does happen, you better question who you're going with. For real. Seriously. Because this is truly, he's coming to do war. And yes, there will be some people of the other nations that will be saved out of the war. And yes, there will be a remnant that's going to be set to the side. And we're going to go into that next week where he says all those who have been left after the war are the ones that will make it in his kingdom. So there's even only a remnant of those. It's not everybody. But it's those who can accept and say, yeah, we have to go through our own punishment, and we're going to have to go through it, and we're going to have to get it. And we're going to believe, and we're going to go through it, and we're going to believe him all the way through it because we had to do it. We had to do the very same thing. In the midst of the indoctrination of things that have happened to us, we were able through his power to wake up to his call, and we heard his voice, and he identified us as his people. So the same thing will have to happen to you, whoever the remnant is. You'll have to go through your punishment. You're going to have to suffer for what your forefathers did to us. And you're going to have to suffer for what they did to him because they created a whole nother God. And you're going to have to go through it until it comes to the time when he calls you and you know you're the one, that you're going to be the ones that will make it in his kingdom. That's how it has to be done. This is so serious. I mean, you know what I'm saying? The deception is great. right now what I'm going to do is I am going to end the recording. And I hope that you guys enjoyed the class today. We're going to end the recording so that we can talk openly. Please feel free to join us tomorrow, Sunday, in our Blog Talk Radio show. The number is 718-664-9551. 718-664-9551. Tomorrow, Sunday at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you for joining us. Goodbye.